Peace. Having the second half of my last video where I got cut off. I be having to learn and understand that my video stop automatically on my phone at 33 minutes and 11 seconds. You know, some synchronized numbers, doubled up. But I ended the last video and stopped me when I was talking about existing on higher planes and how could you exist in a environment that's like Star Wars or whatever, where you got Jabba the Hutt over here, you got something look like some slime over here. Matter of fact, or like the headquarters for MIB or whatever, you know what I'm saying? How could you exist on that plane of living if you still worried about if this person right here is gay or this person right here is white, black, or orange, or if they worship a tree, or if they do this, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you still holding in differences because of these things, then, you're not going to get that spiritual growth. You're not, as a matter of fact, that's what's holding you down. You're not going to go nowhere, you know what I'm saying? Like, until you let go of your ego. Like the main struggle and main problem what everybody is dealing with, and matter of fact, back to the reference of the movie, that's why it's personified as a monster, because it could be like that for some people. And be real with you, for most of us in essence, well, that ego is scared of change, so it's gonna seem like a monster to you know what I'm saying, to you, as far as your spiritual growth or just any type of change in general for the better, or that helps like to suppress the ego is gonna be scared of, you know what I'm saying? And on reverse psychology, you could know if something good for you if your ego is super scared of it. If your ego is scared as hell of it, then 9 times out of 10 it's good for you. It's good for your spirit in essence, you know what I'm saying? But too, I was talking about like with the homosexual community and stuff like that, well, not tripping out on that, because also I was going to bring up how like androgynous beings, you know what I'm saying, sit over gateways and stuff like that, in which it makes sense, and Brother Panic added to it, you know what I'm saying, from what I saw and kind of realized too, is that, you know what I'm saying, like, well, what he brought up, like, about it in reality, like, well, you're saying, like, as above, so below, in the essence of, like, well, in these clubs and stuff, like, there's always personified as a gay person at the door, like, oh, you can't get in, you know what I'm saying? But, like, in essence, the personification of, like, the androgynous being watching over gateways, you know what I'm saying? Because, as a thing, if you still, like, oh, that's an androgynous being, he both man and female, like, if then nope, you can't get in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't get on to this next spiritual level if you still, matter of fact, because you're not even really supposed to be thinking, because you're supposed to be without a brain and without your left brain. It's a hard thing, but of course, yes, if you still have this way of thinking, you cannot cross this far. It's almost like riding a ride. Like, you gotta be this tall and without ego. So, when you're trying to get to this level that, you got ego, sorry, you can't ride this ride. You can't go to the next level. And that's the realization of the situation too. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm going to change this because I wanted to make this about, just bring up H.P. Lovecraft's movie, and also though about death to the ego, because that's what's going on right now. I'm seeing that, like, all my videos and stuff, because another thing too, to share with you, reason why I see that I get a lot of channels, like, from different things in the daytime, stuff like that, is also because of whenever I'm, like, staying up late and I'm not, sleeping, like, whenever I'm not getting good, quote-unquote, sleep, or sleeping good enough to dream, then, then in essence, which this is a matter of fact, because dreaming in essence is going to the real world and getting answers from the real world, and this is the dream. But I guess my answers, like, from the real world come in this dream reality, you know what I'm saying, and show me, like, all right, this is what you should have got if you'd have, this is a message you would have got if you'd have been sleeping, you know what I'm saying, if you'd have been lucid dreaming or connecting, you know what I'm saying, to the dream world, you would have got these messages. But right now it is about death to the ego. So any, like, all religious, like, racial, like, any just little classifications, you know what I'm saying, that's all a part of ego, and that's all dying and should die right now, you know what I'm saying? You feeling yourself in that struggle spiritually, feeling like, oh, like, man, it's something that I don't know, I'm feeling some kind of way, is because, it's that maybe that fear of letting go of that ego within, and the fact that your spirit and that you gotta let go of it, and it's kind of spooking you. I went through that stage where it's like, damn, I really gotta let go of Carl Ray. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because at first, you just thinking it's just some conscious, like, oh yeah, everything peaches and cream, and just, like you're thinking of it as not a serious thing. You're thinking of it, oh yeah, I just gotta stop being more egotistical. Like, nah, it's a little more serious than that, as far as if you care about where your where your soul goes from here. It's a little more serious than just thinking of it as like, like, nah, if you really want to, make sure things is everything is everything, you might want to start getting away from your ego right now. You know what I'm saying? You want to start, like, stop, like, feeling like, oh, because when a brethren did that to me the other day, it's like, oh, man, are you a Moor? Are you this? I'm like, nah, man. I'm like, I'm none of that. And what's funny, because it's a growth, you know what I'm saying? And of course, yes, like I find out I'm Rastafari, not say find out, but like through my DNA, because, you have ancestral DNA and it wakes up. That's the things that, so that's your soul incarnations, as well as your physical, incarnations and DNA, within you, you know what I'm saying? That's all within your DNA, you know what I'm saying? It's those light codes and, and the physical information. But basically, like, that's why you resonate with certain, like, little religions or way of life, you know what I'm saying? And that's cool, but that's just the stepping stones for you to get, like, all right, I, like, coming up, it's like, all right, I want, say for going through my growth, like, all right, I feel like I want dreads, I want my hair natural, all right, yeah, Rastafari, like, they love everything. So now, all right, I want to get into that. All right, back to Africa, oh, wait, Africa was really Ethiopia. All right, oh, it was Kush. Oh, Kush was around with the Bible. You learn these things, you grow with it, but it's a growth, you know what I'm saying? And as I get to it, it just propels me further along my way. It's not meant for me to stay in this human form and let me stay, because as a matter of fact, I never did worship Selassie, but I always recognize him as a fellow God. But but just say, for instance, it's not meant for you to stay like, all right, now let me stay here and let me stay beating the drum, you know what I'm saying, and let me stay, because ain't nothing wrong with that. If you feel like your physical life, like because some of us are here to try to, bring people back physically, but even then, you know what I'm saying, that to me, that's just being in your ego. Just point blank and being honest, if you're not trying to give up and go to the God within yourself, and advance that. But that's just my, what I'm saying, the way I feel. But you know what I'm saying? Like, so holding on to these little, how could I say, the little man-made things, or the little religious type of scripture of things, of the spirituality, holding on to that, that's not what we're supposed to do. We use it as a growth and grow past it, you know what I'm saying? Like, like, there's a lot of human morals within, religious texts and stuff like that. And in essence, as a God, we're not supposed to be on no human, moralistic system, you know what I'm saying? That's just a system that raises up to get to that point of the realization of, of being God and becoming God. And now, now we could start, now we get the pamphlet, just like going to the next grade. Now you get the syllabus for becoming a God, you know what I'm saying, right now. Right now, we getting the syllabus of becoming a God, you know what I'm saying? And right now, we taking that prerequisite, you know what I'm saying, of killing that ego, you know what I'm saying? That killing the ego is the prerequisite to becoming God, you know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, as above, so below. So, just like how we have schools, like, the schools on this level is a representation, low-key, and I say low-key, but yeah, because everybody don't notice it, but I don't know of it, because you believe in heaven and hell, not levels. But but school system is a personification of the levels that your spirit or that your soul learn and go through also, you know what I'm saying? And right now, like I say, we getting the syllabus of becoming God, you know what I'm saying? The prerequisite to this class was killing your ego, you know what I'm saying? Like that. as above, so below, man. We in school right now. And right now you want to suppress and everybody kill my ego. Ah. You know, because matter of fact, that's the build and destroyer, you know what I'm saying, within God, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it built ego. And it's, you know, was the famous line that mamas like to say, you know what I'm saying? I brought you into this world and I can take you out. Yeah. You know, be saying little shit like that, not realizing where they get it from and not, you know, or not following or being scared of those rules. Like, be quick to blurt it out in a little saying, but then when the wrath of God, put like this, when dealing with God, then the wrath of God, oh no, I don't want to, God, don't take me out. Or shine away from the darkness of that fact. Death is a transition, man. Nobody is really dying, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing, you know, it's just a death of ego, you know what I'm saying? If anything, death of this vehicle, you know, your car stopped. You know, your car went dead, you know, so now your soul and your spirit gotta hop out. You know what I'm saying? But as a thing, it's we don't want to pamper our human morals, you know what I'm saying? We want to break down our old belief patterns. Matter of fact, that's why spiritually you see with all these books and all these things talking about breaking down your old thought patterns, getting back to being like how you were, like the kid you were before people start getting in your ear and teaching you how to be something, you know what I'm saying? Like going with the intuitive way of, you know, doing things, getting away from that left brain logic and, you know, just going with the flow, being, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's all about, and that's things that's not, you know, dealing with the ego, you know. The ego won't logic. The ego wants structure, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, the ego want to be ruled by Saturn, you know what I'm saying? Basically, you know what I'm saying? The ego want that structure and stuff like that. Because matter of fact, on another level too, to add this to it, you know, like with the 13 disciples or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like with your zodiac signs, you know what I'm saying, too, where you mastering like Jesus and the 12 disciples is basically like that Christ-like energy and you know, becoming one, you know, with source, becoming, you know, basically like God, you know, being the God that you are, you know what I'm saying? And basically, once you become the God that you are, you know, that transformation level, that number 13, you know what I'm saying? That next level above 12, you know, then you master of the 12, you know, your 12 disciples is the 12 zodiac signs, and you become a master over those vibrations. Those vibrations no longer control you. You no longer are a Capricorn or Aries or this and that and have to, you know, go with under these vibrations. Oh, this month I'm gonna be like this, you know what I'm saying? When you become one with God and source and you master, you know, it's graduating, getting to that next level. The personification of Jesus and his 12 disciples, you know what I'm saying? Like we said, and I don't be nobody trying to tear down your religion and this and that, in which I am in the essence of yes, because you need to get closer to God, you know what I'm saying? But these are just facts, you know, that you need to learn about your, you know, the symbology of the Bible, Quran, all these things, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the 12 zodiac signs, is the 12 disciples, and, you know, Christ. And matter of fact, and you could also see, because think about it like this too, when you add Ophiuchus into the 12 zodiac signs, that'll make it 13. And since Ophiuchus is not necessarily the last zodiac sign, when you put it into the zodiac signs, it would push Pisces to the 13th sign. And, you know, the age of Pisces, you know, dealt with Jesus or Yeshua, you know what I'm saying, dealt with that Christ energy, you know what I'm saying? So as above, so below on so many levels, and you see it tie into each other, you know what I'm saying? And it all starts to make sense. You know, where you see Pisces, you know, like I said, once you put Ophiuchus in, it turns to 13 zodiac signs. So bam, then, you know, Pisces is the 13th. You know, Jesus, 13th, the Christ, or more of the Christ consciousness, I should say, because Buddha, Krishna, you know what I'm saying, Horus, you know what I'm saying, the 13th, you know what I'm saying, that Christ energy, you know what I'm saying, that prophetic, you know, God-like energy, you know what I'm saying, and that's on the end of the 12 disciples. You know what I'm saying? The 12 disciples is mastering those vibrations of the zodiac sign where they no longer control you, because all the personification of Christ's story was mastering the matrix. Everything, when you think about it, the food walking on water, you know what I'm saying, making one fish turn into a feast for everybody, like all these things is personification of like fucking over this matrix. Like he was basically like Neo in this motherfucker, like showing you like, look bro, you could dodge bullets like this, you know, look, somebody could hang you on a cross and bam, look, I'm back in this motherfucker, like was it? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what those stories, you know, like, and all that, you know, starting from Horus, you know, and that's the thing too. Once you start to get into knowing that is a spiritual growth, I won't dwell so much on, you know, at this point you should understand that somebody was trying to lie to you with the Jesus thing and all that, but that's an egotistical thing to worry about. What you should just understand, this is about the Christ energy, you know what I'm saying, and raising that Christ energy within yourself, because matter of fact, it's about unconditional love too. Don't never forget that it's about love. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, raising like, well, people like, man, how, you know, what I'm doing wrong, a lot of what you may be doing wrong with your spiritual work is not being in that heart space, you know what I'm saying? Because that's where the manifestations, that's where the extrasensory perception really excels, is when you're in that heart space, when you're dealing with unconditional love, you know what I'm saying? When, you know, story, you know, the last installment of horror story, you know, with Christ, you know, with Yeshua, you know, going around showing people how to love and be like Source, you know what I'm saying? Basically, like that, I tell everybody, like Haile Selassie, like Christ, like, you know, Buddha, all this, which though Jesus, all these people's stories, you know, Selassie was an actual human, which that's why, you know, Rastafari, I take it so serious, because, you know, it's a physical person that we saw actually hold a position like, you know, a dictator, or practice, not hold it like a dictator in essence in a mean way, but like have a position where he could control almost everything, but still be so close to Source and so godlike in his actions, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll never really see that, you know, in a physical form. So that's why Selassie held on that high level. But even still, he's not meant to be worshipped. You know what I'm saying? It was an example. It's a computer program, you know, little algorithm, like a little if statement in a, if for y'all familiar with programming and writing, you know, program is just like, you know, a little statement to say, you know, if you be like this, then you can attain this in the matrix, you know what I'm saying? Like, in which that's too deep, I don't want to get off into it, but there is like a terminology of matrix dealing with, you know, writing program and data structures, you know, getting your certain information out of certain matrix or something like that. But anyway, I don't want to get too far into it. But yes, it's about breaking the matrix. So Selassie is just a blueprint. It's a program, you know, just like the Oracle is a program in the Matrix in the movie. You know, Selassie, you know, Buddha, all these stories, you know, all these entities, this is all energies, all programs in the Matrix for us to use, for us to learn from, you know what I'm saying? It's like, just like how you playing Final Fantasy and you walk by the little tree and press it and see what information come up. You know, like, this is guides, you know what I'm saying, stepping stones on our growth to get to a higher place, you know what I'm saying, to not just stop here, you know what I'm saying, because you're going to be holding on to your ego, you know, like I made that expression, climbing a ladder. A ladder is meant to be climbed. It's not meant for you to hang on to find a little spot on the ladder and like, all right, I want to stay right here on the ladder. Like, nah, it's meant for it to be climbed, you know what I'm saying? It's not meant for you to stay on a certain part, because if you stay holding on to that ego, your arms gonna get tired and you're gonna fall off the ladder. You know what I'm saying? So many personifications on that level, but peace. Just remember that right now is about dropping the ego, like, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, and speaking on that, that's why I think I said in the last video too, that's why I like my segue, everything, like I'm getting further and further away from that left brain. Like anything that causes me to think and I don't have to do it, I'm not dealing with it, you know what I'm saying? I want it to flow fluent. So I want to be coming across one of y'all comments, and bam, like it's a question where it just come to me. I can answer it right quick. Cool. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna go searching for something and then have to like logically, and put myself in. You know what this look is? This is lockdown. This is the look of spiritual lockdown. You know what I'm saying? Like pondering too much, like you locking yourself in the left brain. Don't do it. But definitely, again, go check out Howard Lovecraft and the Frozen Kingdom. Go read up on some of his works. Go look at the Necronomicon. You know what I'm saying? Embrace the dark side of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's all about. Is embracing the duality of the universe. Everything in this universe is you. Is I and I. You know what I'm saying? Like Rastafari. That's where we get that terminology from. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, and I'll put it like this, and if it came from something else, then I know that is the deeper meaning of it too, is I and I. Everything is, I and I am that I am in essence, you know what I'm saying? But just in a different terminology, But peace, blessings, happy now. Now's the vibrate. We're gonna stay in this timeless now. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now, remember to keep that ego in check, and then eventually, off with his head. Ain't nothing wrong with it. One man's devil is another man's God, vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Your ego is scared of becoming God. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it hold you back, or you'll get trapped in your ego. Get trapped in hell in the 666 bodysuit. Peace.